very powerful, always very impactful at every single point in time. I try as much as I can to see how we bring value to every one of us. So particularly to realtors in our community and things like that. So I really want to say a very big welcome to every one of us. Our facilitator is on the call already. So I think we should be happy about that. Please let me see with an emoji and indications and all of that. Our facilitator is on the call already. Thank you, Femi. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Wisdom. Our facilitator is live on this call, and I am very, very much excited. I am very much anticipating the wonderful things that we'll be learning in the session tonight. So I want to say a very big welcome to every one of you to today's episode of our Sales Growth Clinic, where we'll be talking about the currency of trust. And I know very well that every one of us understand what it means by getting to make people trust you and then having to get them buy property from you. So it's actually a very big one. And the fascinating thing rather about the session tonight is that our facilitator is somebody who has been closing deals in millions, closing lots of big deals in the real estate sector. And I am not just surprised, because a lot of persons will look at her and they'll be like, this small girl, but definitely she's doing a lot of big things in the sector. So you are going to be hearing from a very small but mighty person in the real estate sector. She has done lots of big deals. I have been opportune to also hear her speak in one or two occasions. I've also engaged her in conversations, and I can actually attest to the fact that you will be learning a whole lot from today's session. She is a great woman. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want to be sure that we can all
Yes,
hear
I can hear
me.
you.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Adetola, for that feedback. So we will be having a powerful session with our speaker for tonight. And before we start, I want us to use like another 3 minutes, 2 minutes max, rather, if I say 3 minutes. In another 2 minutes, let's go over to our groups and type that we are live. The various groups that you are in, please go there and type that we are live so other persons can know and then join in the session. Let's go to our other groups. And type that we are live so we can have other persons join in the session for tonight. It's going to be a powerful one. I don't want anybody to miss out on the session. So I want us to go to our various groups and type that we are live. I want to see us do that shortly. I'll also be doing that in our groups also. I'll be typing in our groups. So I want us to do that in the next 3-4 minutes. Sorry, why am I saying 3-4 minutes? In the next 2-3 minutes, let's go to our groups. Whatever group you are in, go and type that you are live so that others can know and then join in the session. Please, let's do that in another 1-2-3 minutes. Let's do that. Thank you, Mr. Femi. I really appreciate that. Come on, the energy in this room is low. The energy is low. I want us to increase the energy. Let's increase the energy. Well, I'm doing that also, Kami. I'm on my phone also, so I'm doing that. Let's go to our groups and type that we're live. Let's make a noise. Let's make lots of powerful noise in our groups so that others can know, be aware, and then join in the sessions. Awesome, awesome. I can see that. I can see that. Let's create a buzz. Let's create a buzz. Let's create a buzz. Powerful. I like this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love the energy. I love the energy. Yeah, I'm doing that also from my end. If you can see this, I'm doing that also from my end. So let's do this together as a team. Let's get everyone that needs to be in this call to join in the session. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, BJ Premier Realty. BJ is my personal person. Thank you, man. It's good to see you on the call. Amazing. All right, I think we can start out the session while we wait for others to join us. So we'll be kickstarting the session while we wait for others to join us. Today is going to be a great day. I am very, very certain of this. I am optimistic. I have my notepads ready to learn from the feet or at the bosom of our very own powerful communication specialist, one and only Paul Favour. So let me do a quick introduction before while we have her join us on this call. Now, the good thing about our session is that for the past 2-3 sessions that we've been having our sales growth clinic, for the past 2 or 3 sessions of them, I want to say that we've really been learning realistic things. When I say realistic, strategies that are very, very realistic, those are the things that we've been learning. And I want to be very sure that we've also been putting to practice every single thing that we have been learning rather. Some persons also reached out to me after our sessions some time ago to also still get more ideas about what was learned. So that's to say that people are really implementing every single thing that they are learning. Now, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Paul Favour is our guest facilitator for today. She is a communication specialist and she's popularly known as Favour the Realtor. I always used to I tell her a lot that she inspires me every single time I see Favour. In fact, Favour does not rest. She know they sleep. Every single weekend, she goes for inspection. Every day, she's in the field. She today you will see Favour is here. The next day, she's another place. The other day, she's in another property. The other day, and she's closing up on all of these deals and the rest. I usually tell her that she inspires me a whole lot. So enough of all the hype and the rest. Let me go quickly into introduction of our guest facilitator for today. Paul Favour is popularly known as Favour the Realtor, and she is a purpose-driven entrepreneur with a passion for excellence, creativity, and transformation. I can actually attest to this. Her journey across industries has shaped her into a well-rounded and result-oriented professional, making waves in both real estate and also the fashion industry. Now, she began her career in real estate, or she began her career in 2016 as a fashion designer, where creativity and business instincts first took root. In 2022, she transitioned into the real estate sector, quickly rising as a respected and trusted realtor in Nigeria. I'm sure she didn't add the part that she was closing deals in millions and in billions. So I'm going to add that part to it. Yeah. So our eye for value, strategic thinking, and strong client relations have made her a go-to name for smart property investments. And also investors usually go to her for consultancy and things like that. In 2023, she earned a national diploma in mass communication, solidifying her expertise as a communication specialist, sales and marketing strategist, and public speaker. Her ability to connect with people, craft compelling messages, and drive results continues to set her apart in every field she steps into. In 2025, Favour returned to her creative roots with the launch of Shop Favora, which is a fashion brand, a bold, fashion-forward brand that embodies style, confidence, and authenticity. If you see some of the outfits I wear, she actually styles me also. So that's on a lighter note. Shop Favora is more than a fashion brand. It's a celebration of identity, elegance, and empowerment for the modern woman. Today, Paul Favour Promise stands as a multi-talented force, blending strategy with creativity, business with purpose. So whether she's closing real estate deals, empowering audiences, or building a fashion empire, she leads with vision, drive, and a commitment for excellence. Come on, with a rounding, with a clapping ovation, rather, I'd like for us to welcome our facilitator for today, Paul Favour Promise. With a clapping ovation, let's do that. Let's do that. With a clapping ovation, let's welcome our speaker for today. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening,
Good
Abel.
evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for that session. And thank you so much for the introduction. And I want to say a special thank you to FIPS Realtors Network for giving me the opportunity to be among the speakers today. It was something that came to me unexpectedly. Abel, you like to shock me a lot, but thank you so much
Yes,
for this opportunity.
before she continues, let me add to it. So we're supposed to have her last week for the session, but she was too busy to join us. So we had to shift it to this session. I had to push her. I was always in her DMs. I was disturbing her every single time. So I'd like for us to take tonight's session very seriously because it was back and forth for me and Favour before she's on this call. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abel. So, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining. I believe every one of us here are destined to be great, and by God's grace, we will be. So, tonight's training is the currency of trust and mastering the invisible assets that closes real estate deal. When Abel gave me this topic, I told him, I said, this topic looks very, very serious, and I like it. So, now one thing you should understand that before a client ever signs a contract with you, or either decide to schedule a viewing, that is, viewing of a property or a land, they always ask you a silent question. Even if they don't ask you, something that comes into their head, which is, can I trust you? In the real estate business, trust is not just important, it is everything. It is the invisible currency that holds more weight than any deposit or commission. And tonight, you're going to be learning how you can earn this, grow it, and use it to consistently close deals. Do you understand? I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please signify. All right. Thank you so much. So now, understanding trust as a currency. So when we talk about trust is the emotional bank account between you and your client. Every interaction, either you make a deposit or a withdrawal. In the real estate, trust accelerates decision making and reduces friction. So now, trust is always essential when you are dealing with clients. If a client doesn't trust you, it is very impossible for him to patronize you, especially in the case whereby you are in a competitive state. Everybody is doing what you are doing. You're not the only realtor. So what differentiates you from other realtors? So it's not just about trust alone, it's also integrity. You need to ask yourself, what am I doing different from other realtors that will make me stand out, to make clients to trust me? Now, one of the secrets to closing deals I do not know is that sometimes some realtors go all the way for their clients. Sales is not just about your commission alone. It's about what you can actually give to that client. Value, a return of value. So now, people don't just buy homes, they buy certainty. Be sure of who you are. They want to be sure that this business you are doing, you are going to do it for as long as you can. I don't know if anybody get what I'm trying to say, but they need to be sure of who you are. They need to be certain that this person is trustworthy. Someone reached out to me recently and then she was like, "Oh, I just started this business. I'm 3 months in this business. I've been struggling to make sales." And I told her, I said, "You just started. There's a lot of people that have also started a long time ago before you. People reach out to you." She said, "Yes." I said, "Then they might not be patronizing you now because they don't trust you. So what you need to do is to position yourself in a way that they can actually trust you." Now, people will invest in your credibility, the character that you consistently put out there. Do you understand? I noticed that many of we realtors, we don't dress as we are ought to be seen. Like, let's say for instance, there's some realtors that when they go to sites to market some properties that are very, very expensive, like you're out there trying to sell properties that's over 50 million naira to a client and over 100 million naira to a client, and you're just going there looking like someone that doesn't even have 2,000 naira. I'm sorry that I'm saying this, but you always need to dress the part. Sometimes the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, let clients sense value in you. Do you understand? You need to package yourself. That one alone can also build trust. I've been in that state before. When I started real estate, I didn't understand all this. Do you get? I would just feel like, actually, I'm a young girl. And again, you also need to change your mindset. You need to change your mindset that, okay, you are not young. When a client says that this person is young, she doesn't know what she's doing, they want to take advantage of you. So don't allow anything that would allow a client to say, okay, this is what I can use against you. Do not bring it in at all. So now, why trust is the real deal closer? Why is trust the real deal closer? So many of you will look at that. Say trust is really important. Once I just run out, like if one client reach out to me, I'll say, you might sell, but can you keep that client consistently? If right now a client cannot come to you before he makes any decisions, like a client cannot say, okay, I saw a property out there from a realtor's page and I'm sending it to you because I trust you. Help me verify this land if I should buy it. And you are going to be the one to sell the land to me. If right now you cannot be that kind of realtor, then there's a lot you need to do. So now, trust shortens the sales circle. When a client trusts you, they will not even stress you. You don't need to do so much convincing. You don't need to do so much follow-up when a client trusts you. Everything is just so easy. And I'll be sharing you a story. So I did not really want to share like a story, but like I just need to make you understand that why trust is so important. And it's not just about being how will I say it, posting consistently, showing that you're on site. No, you need there's some other aspects you need to do. So the story I want to share with you is one of my clients that bought a land from me. It was like he wants to get like one plot of land. Then we did an inspection. I took him there. When he went to the first land, it was like, I didn't like it, Joe. I'm not like they say he doesn't like the land, does not look like somewhere that will get developed. It was like I really want to buy from it. Even at some point, it was like, okay, I think I'll just buy it like that. I said no, I don't want you to just buy property like that, so that tomorrow you will not say that it's me that sold the property for you like that. So I was like, okay, let's just take a few steps back and just try to get something that works around your budget and something you will like. So he decided to see like a post of the property in Mota and he sent it to me. He was like, Favour, I saw this property on a realtor's page. Can you let me check it out? I said yes. Now mind you, before this client was able to send me that property, there was something that I did. I had to build a relationship with him. This was somebody that I did not know. Sometimes I would randomly call him and we will not talk about land. We're just going to talk about gisting. He's going to tell me about his day, how everything went. I'm going to just be gisting with him for like 1 hour, 2 hours. Sometimes this could be like in the night, like around 10, 11. He's exhausted. I won't talk to him about properties. It's when we are done gisting, I'm like, how far now? That land. And I say, oh, I've even forgotten. I knew, but I was just like, at least let me build a relationship with this client. So when I built relationship with him and everything, that also made him trust me enough to say, okay, people, I saw a property and I'm giving it to you. Let me check it out. So when I checked the property, I was like, this property is under our company because I saw the property name. I was like, okay, let me go and check. The following day, I went to site. I didn't even wait too long. I told him, I said, I'm already on site right now. I showed him the land on video call. I was like, please look at it though. This land is not it's not like the one I sent to you. So he was like, now you've already gone to site. Sharp, sharp. It was not like this girl, you know the rest. So from then I scheduled inspection for him to come. He came with 2 of his friends. When he got there, he was like, this place is far. I said, I told you. And again, when it comes to trust, you need to be very straightforward with your clients. It's very, very how will I say? I don't want to use the word foolish, so it won't look like I'm being disrespectful to anybody, but it's very, very bad when you are not straightforward with your clients, especially when it comes to being honest about documentation, locations, and all of that as a realtor. If a property is 20 minutes, tell the client it's 20 minutes. If the property is 5 minutes, tell him it's 5 minutes. Don't exaggerate it or say, it's just 1 minute. Then when the clients get there, you now start telling the client that it's because the road is not out. No, you need to be very, very straightforward. So when we got there, I told him, I was like, okay, this is the land. I know that. So he was like being skeptical about the price. So then I just advised him. He was like, I said, you wanted to buy this land for investment. It's not like you want to build. I was like, okay, the one I showed you previously was like 3 million naira. What if you get this one for 1 acre for like 4.5? And then in the next few months, it's increasing to like 5.4. He was like, okay, I think at some point, he didn't even know what, he just kept quiet. So he thought about it and then he just looked at me. I don't want to make this look too long. But he looked at me and then he was like, okay, before, give me 24 hours. I'm going to send you so amount. He said he was going to send me 2.5. I said, okay, no problem. I didn't even think, after he said this, I didn't even think, I just locked up that, all this client, that's what they do. I left. Sure, you understand. But what I'm trying to drive in that place is that if I had not built a connection with him, if I had not moved from him being a client, if I have not diverted the client to client relationship to a friendship, I used to say something that anybody that reached out to me as a client is automatically my family. I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. So I was like, anybody that reached out to me and patronized me is automatically my family. So you don't need to just treat your client as business. Just we're talking about millions of naira here. So you also need to make them feel loved. On their birthdays, surprise them. During their celebrations, surprise them. In that way, whenever they think real estate, it's your name that keeps ringing on their head. It is you that they remember. When somebody wants to buy property, it is you that they want to refer. So you need to not just look at your commission. Let this person just buy from me, let me go. You need to also ensure that you build trust with this person. Now, how to build trust in real estate? How do you build trust in real estate? Now, you need to be very visible and consistent online. Many of you will say, I'm an introvert. I don't like to post. I don't like people seeing me. People see me, I will not make it. I'm enemies of progress. My uncle will see me and use evil eyes to look at me. When I started, I used to think that way. I will block some people, unnecessary people. I will block them from my WhatsApp. But when I sat down and I think about it, I think I attended a training and someone told me that you are just stressing yourself. Post it. You don't know who can patronize you. So you also need to change your mindset. Do you understand? You need to be visible online. Post consistently. Post where your audience is. Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, Twitter. You need to post where your audience is. Link it. Every time people are on social media. So whenever they are checking through social media, let them be seeing your post. Let them be seeing you. So you need to post consistently. You're in a competitive business. And if you don't post, someone else will post and collect clients from your hand. So you need to post. And also post educative content. It's not just about selling alone. You also need to educate your client about documentation, educate your client about location, about what the necessary document they need to get during their allocation. All those things are details of things you can educate your client. Now we have ChatGPT where you can use to get content. Even if it's a 30 days challenge content you want to set for yourself, you can use ChatGPT to like create those content for yourself. You also need to show yourself so that people can trust you. There's some realtors page you will go to. You will not see their picture. Only flyer, land, flyer, land. We don't even know who is selling it. We don't even, and it's like, and the funny thing, the flyer is like different companies. You don't post like that. Even if you want to post a new company, you need to also present yourself that, okay, I'm selling for this particular company right now. So you don't just need to be posting different flyers all the time. And many of you ask yourself that, if I go to my Instagram page right now, can I patronize myself? If I go there and I see my page, can I patronize myself? You need to ask yourself that question too as well. Tell the truth, even when it is not pretty. When it is not pretty, like some of us, because of incentive, we will sell wrong property, which is very bad. Because of commission, you will sell wrong property, and you know. So you need to always ensure the safety of your clients. The safety of your clients is also important to you too as well. Maybe you don't know, but there's a lot of realtors right now that they sleep in jail by selling wrong property. So it's not just about clients to do due diligence. As a realtor, you need to do due diligence too as well. Make researches before you sell any property. Make researches. It's not just about your commission alone. Yes, commission is sweet, but when problem come, you don't remember commission. So you need to always ensure you are transparent and create a perception of your expertise and also your confidence. When a client see that this person is not just about the money, it's about the value, they'll respect you. Before they even want to even say, okay, I want to give another developer money like this, it's you they will first call and say, please, can I do this? Can I do that? And also, under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver. When a client reach out to you, I tell the client that, okay, there's something I always do. When a client reach out to me, I will always ask my client, like, okay, what's your offer? When I notice that a client is struggling, I always give my client discounts. It's something I do. I don't care about if it's going to affect my commission or whatever. I just do it because you don't know, it's not easy to buy land. It's not as easy as many of us think to buy land. Do you understand? But one client can actually give you the deal you're looking for more than 3 to 6 months just through a referral. Just the benefit. So many of you might be so stingy with your commission and say, lie, I can't even give him, even if it's 10K, I can't give him. So you also need to ensure that you understand your client too as well. When client tell you that, okay, this is a good deal, I'm really interested, but like I can't pay this amount, it's too high. Tell him that, okay, this is what you should do. I will give you a discount of 100,000 naira, or I'll give you a discount of 200,000 naira. This time I gave my client a discount of 200,000. He didn't believe. Until I sent him the receipt. It was so crazy. So that's just it. He did not believe it until I sent him the receipt and say, okay, I've already paid out of your land for you already. So you also need to ensure that when you make a promise, you over deliver. In that way, it is your name that will keep ringing on their head. They can never forget you. When a friend say, I want to buy land, it usually they will remember. And I learned these things from my upline, Kewe. Kewe told me that it's always good to give a client discount because they will never forget you. And also, you need to show social proof. Some of you don't post receipts. You need to post receipts of clients, your client's receipts. It's a testimonial so that people can trust you. You need to post receipts. Post receipts of deals. Even if it's not from you, from the company. Okay, we've sold over 300 acres of land right now. Post it so that clients can know that, okay, yeah, this person knows what he or she is doing. You also need to be available and set boundaries. Do you understand? You need to offer quick response to build confidence. Do you understand? So, and you also need to be professional at what you do. Professionalism is so important. It is so important. Being a realtor is a lot. When I wanted to start selling lands, I didn't know that it's even it's even more than the way I saw it. I just told me my own is just to go and video land and give them. I didn't even know there was difference between being an agent and being a realtor and being a professional realtor and being a consultant. So when I started understanding that, I have to start saying that, okay, yes, it's high time I start expanding my knowledge. You will meet some kind of client that will start asking you about documentation, asking you about survey plans, asking you about surveyors and all of that. And then you start looking. So it's important you need to also educate yourself to stand out from other competitors out there. Now, trust pillars to avoid overpromising. Just like I said, you cannot say that, okay, this is what is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. You need to ensure that you do what it is you said you will do. There's something that happened recently. A client of mine bought some property, and then all of a sudden the company said, okay, they were going to add so price on the corner piece and all of that. My client reached out to me, and then he was so angry that I've bought land from him before now. When did this one start? And all of that. So it really pained me because I'm somebody that if I say this is what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do for my clients. If I tell a client that I will get you 6 months without interest, I will do it. If I say, okay, I'm going to give you a discount, I will do it. So when that one came in, it just made him feel like he could not trust me anymore. It was like, what if I wake up tomorrow, they added another one? I told him, don't worry, we're going to take off the extra charge. I called the company, I explained to them, I was like, please, this thing cannot work this way. My client is complaining. So we spoke about it, and then they made adjustments to it. So you also need to ensure that what you promise your client is what you need to also deliver. That's what you need to deliver. Now, daily habit that grows trust. The daily habit that you need to do that grows trust. Number one, you need to send value packed WhatsApp broadcast at least once in a week. If you know WhatsApp broadcast, you can send them to your clients at least once in a week. And you also need to be posting on your Instagram, post educative content, testimonial, and personal insights. Now, after showing all this, you also need to send them voice notes or videos to your clients as evidence. Do you understand? You don't know where sales can come in. Sometimes sales can come in from a payment receipt. Sometimes sales can come in from an allocation picture. So you don't know where sales can come in. Sales can come in at anywhere, and follow up even when the deal. Once a client has decided that, okay, I'm not buying from you, you just give up on that client. You just decide that you don't care about the client anymore. Some of you will be so angry that you will block the client. But you don't understand what that client might be going through at that moment. Maybe he's just having difficulties trusting you, or trusting the company, or trusting the location. So you don't need to cut off any client. Keep them. There's something I always tell myself. I said, if I meet someone today and you don't patronize, and they don't end up patronizing me, I'll end up patronizing them. Do you get? That's another power of networking. They say your network is your net worth. Do you understand? That person might not patronize, but that person might have someone that can patronize you. So don't look down on anybody. Don't look down on anybody at all. Anybody can buy from you. Do you understand? And also, in the real estate, commission is not just the reward, trust is. If you earn trust first, the deal, the referrals, and the reputation will follow. Do you understand? The deal, the referral, and the reputation will follow. You need to have clients that will keep coming back to say, okay, yes, I want to patronize this person. When they trust you, they refer you to their families, refer you to their friends, and say, okay, yes, I want to I trust this person. So now, if you're ready to trust people, you need to ensure that you do all of these things. Just like I have mentioned, you need to ensure that you stay visible online consistently. Be truthful. Be truthful. Don't try to manipulate words, because it will be very bad if a client is smarter than you. If a client is smarter than you, it's very bad, because especially when you know, some of you already call yourself, I am the MD CEO of so company, and then you take a client to site and this client is smarter than you. So you also need to position yourself in a way that clients will see you as someone of value. Educate them, don't just sell. Educate them, don't just sell. And also, under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver. So show social proof. You need to show social proof of what you are doing. Show it so that they would say that, okay, yeah, this person is trustworthy. And lastly, be available. Be available for your clients. Always be available. So that is it for tonight. Thank you so much, and I hope we've all learned one or two things. Hey, Belle, are you there?
Yeah, that's a very powerful. Sorry, can you hear me? Are we
Yes, I can
together?
hear you. I can hear
Yes,
you.
amazing, amazing. It's been lots of value, a lot of value, a lot of value. I've actually learned a lot. There's something that Favor said that I took very, very seriously, or I can actually relate to that. She said you have to play the role of a leader. Then there's something she said also. She said you have to make sacrifices. You have to sacrifice your commission. You don't have to be stingy. Now, I can actually relate to that because there was a particular deal I was trying to close sometime, and then this client is one of my UK clients. He had already budgeted his amount that he needed to get a land, and then the amount wasn't really up to what the price of the land was at that point in time. So he was on my neck. He was like, Abel, you need to get me this deal. I don't know how you're going to do it. I already had a discussion and I was like, okay, since we can't really get a good deal for you, what I will actually do is to like let go of some amount in my own commission. And I can relate to that. That's a very, very important sacrifice that any realtor can actually do. In fact, the moment you are able to do that kind of sacrifice for your clients will never take you for granted. Anything you tell them, they will always reach out to you. Now, why am I saying this? This particular client, he had bought property from another real estate company. And I think that land is in Ekpe. So the company is currently was having an issue with their documentation. So they sent a message to all the subscribers, and we're telling all the subscribers that they have to pay like an additional fee for them to be able to perfect their land title, XYZ, and the rest. And this client reached out to me and it was like, Abel, you guys didn't really tell me to pay any additional fee. Why is this company telling me to pay additional fee? He asked me to do the investigation for him and things like that. So why was that scenario very why am I quoting this scenario? That's because of the example that our facilitator already mentioned. Favor said you have to make sacrifices. Now there are times where you have to sacrifice your commission. You can say, okay, negotiate with the company and say, okay, just because I want to get this client a deal, you can take like 2% off of my commission, and then let's use that as discount for the client. Please, a round of applause for our facilitator for today. I'm sure we have questions that I would want to ask our facilitator. We'll be taking all that session very shortly. Kia Property, I don't know if I got that right. Your hands are up, so you can go ahead or mute your mic and ask your question. Our facilitator is ready to take your questions.
Good evening, everyone. All
Yeah,
right.
good evening.
So the question I just have is that in a case that we have been trying to pursue the client, are you getting it now? And the long time, you don't discover that the client, it seems that the client is not a serious client based on what you are just saying. What can we say? What can we say? See in the client that we can say, okay, this client is serious. What, because I just believe that it's not the client you really can do a lot of things for. So what can we do? How can you identify a serious client? All right.
All right. Favor, you can take that question.
Okay. Okay, good evening, sir. If I get your question clearly, you said you have a client that is not acting seriously or what? Like, how can you sense if a client is actually taking you serious, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So one of the things I always say is that number one, as a realtor, you cannot close all clients.
Yeah.
There are some clients that would frustrate you. Do you get? There are some clients that will frustrate you. If you have given him value already and he doesn't see it, you don't need to stress yourself. So don't depend on one client. You need to separate yourself and scale your preferences. Somebody's mic is there. Okay. So you need to ensure that you put yourself as somebody that client, that property that the client wants to patronize you for, you can just make sure that he's seeing your status, be posting about it back to back. Post about it, post about allocation, post about if the price is increasing. Just be posting about it. Don't talk to him about anything. You don't know when a client is interested or when a client, he just wants, the issue might be having to is that maybe he doesn't really trust you yet. That's another thing. It might even be somebody you know, but he might still be giving you so much doubt. Did you say something?
No, no, no.
Okay, so it might still be giving you so much, looking at it like, should I do this? Should I do that? So don't have the mindset that you can close every client. Clients that are serious will not stress you. That's the honest truth. Clients that are serious, that wants to buy maybe 1 acre of land, it will not stress you. Once you've given them the value, they understand. The only thing they just want is that, will you deliver? Tell them yes and give them assurance. And that's just it. And ensure that you deliver. So that's just all I have to say. I hope you heard me, sir.
Yes, of course.
Understood.
All right, all
Okay.
right, sir.
A client that is serious will not stress you. That's a very valid fact that you should actually pick out from that response. Now, um, before we move on to the second person who has a question, let me also still throw some more light onto that question. Now, as a realtor, you have to ask qualifying questions, because let's say you are somebody that's running ads and then you have a lot of leads coming into your funnel. You understand? You have a lot of leads that are coming into your funnel and you want to qualify these leads. You have to ask qualifying questions. Ask them, what do they want to do with the land? Are they using it for investment purpose? Do they want to buy and build on that land immediately? Ask questions. So another question you might want to ask is, you want to know if somebody else is involved in the decision making of that property purchase process. Now, if it's a man, you want to ask if he has his wife that he'd want to bring along in that journey, because obviously he might be having that conversation with you, and then when he gets home on the bed with his wife, he might want to have that conversation with his wife. And if he's not able to convince his wife, you may lose out on that deal. You understand? So you might want to ask him if there's somebody else who would want to bring into that decision process, so that you also, as a realtor, you can have a conversation with that person. I've had a scenario like that where the client had to call his brother, and then I had to let him know that, let me have a conversation with the brother. There was one other client also. I had to tell the client was that she wants to bring a lawyer to do her own due diligence and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, fine. Definitely you can bring the lawyer to do the due diligence, but can I have a conversation with that lawyer? Why did I do that? Lawyers always have a way of spoiling deals for realtors. I don't know if we have lawyers in this house, I'm sorry, but lawyers have a way of spoiling deals
I
for
did that.
realtors.
Yes,
So
they do.
exactly. So as a realtor, as a smart consultant, what you want to do is you want to be upfront, right? You want to be upfront. Ask them if they have a lawyer, or you can request for that lawyer's information so you can have a conversation with that lawyer. Sometimes you might want to negotiate your commission. You will tell them, okay, if I'm able to close up this deal, you are going to get XYZ from, you understand, because that lawyer is after his pocket. You get.
Adio.
So one of the ways to know or to qualify leads, clients that are very serious, is to ask very valid questions. I hope I've been able to add to that. So let's take the second question. Rejoice, your hands are up, so you can unmute your mic and then take your question.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, Favor. Thank you for this wonderful class. So, first of all, I want to just add a little contribution. Then I still let me ask my question. Then I add my little contribution. So my question goes this way: you spoke about posting client documents and all the rest. I've been in a situation where I wanted to post my client documents, but some clients are very private because they don't want um, their documents being posted. They don't want anything related to them on social media. Even when we went for a location, try to capture the client, try to do video like for marketing purpose. But the client was all like, please, I'm not cool with this. I'm not okay with this. So in this situation, and these things are good for testimonials. So in this situation where the clients are kind of not comfortable with it, what do you do? How do you manage the situation? So that's just my question. Maybe when it's answered, then I cannot do my contribution. Thank you.
Okay, I totally understand your question. And it's not just your clients, it's almost all clients because people like to be private, which is a good thing. So, one of the things I mostly do is I don't like, even if I'm making a video, I make sure that my client faces is not there. Even their names, I don't show it. If you go to my Instagram page, I post client documents, but you don't see their faces. So that I cover it or I shade out their names. I ensure that the names doesn't come there. And I tell them, I say, okay, I know you don't like posting. So as I say, this is where trust comes in, how you build relationship with them too as well. So they already know you, sure you get. So how you vibe with them will also make them understand that, okay, yeah, I'm not going to post your face. Because there are some people that they know that I don't know how to explain it. Like there's some clients I've sold for, they don't want their friends to know that they bought from me, something like that. So they don't want me posting their pictures, which is what I don't do. Do you get? Even if it's to take their pictures for allocation, I might be the one to just stand there, take their documents and post it. If I'm making a video, I would say, okay, I'm representing my client. My client may be on site, but I'll still say I'm representing my client. So that should not stop you from trying to still create your own content. Do you understand? Yes, some clients are private. Ensure you don't put their names. Ensure you don't post their faces, but you can as well find a way around it to still ensure that you get your own part. That's just what I do. And it has actually been working for me.
Okay, so
So,
this include the receipts, right? When you're posting the client receipts
so
of
if you're posting a client receipt, you cover the name, you cover the client's name. You have to ensure that you can use sold to cover the client's name. The client might not even know that it is their receipt that you posted. Do you get? You can cover the client, like the one I posted today. I covered my client's name. I wrote on it. I can write like best selling properties, just ensure that I cover the name. So there's a way you can go around it to ensure that the client doesn't even know that it's them that you posted. You might not even post it that exact same day. It can be like maybe a week before you post it. They might not even know. Do you get? You see, you're selling for a lot of people. So even if they come to your DM, they can't even understand that it is their own document you posted. So just do your part. That's just what I have to say.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so you spoke about the currency of trust and you gave a story. Thank you for that story. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna share my own little story with people here. How am I permitted?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
you can. Go
definitely.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so my story is just I love to post, I love to create content. So there's this period I went inside the bush, did some nice content, posted on my TikTok, yeah, my TikTok handle, did other content. But so from nowhere, most deals I close are from Facebook, okay, from social media. Let me not say Facebook, from social media. The ever first day I closed in real estate was from Facebook. Someone that don't know me just saw my content on what do you call it, Facebook group. I said, are you into real estate? I said, yes. So we got chatting, we got calling, we built trust. Later, the guy said to see me. He saw me. The day he saw me, he made payments that day, closed the deal. That's the first one. Then the second person, this one, till date, we've not seen each other. He's outside country. So he reached out to me. That was on TikTok. This one that we met on TikTok. He was like, I do see your post. Oh. I say, yes. It's okay. Let's exchange number. Just like you say, you don't talk about land with him. You just talk about random gist. So we started talking gist, like we could just for 1 hour, 2 hours. I will not mention anything sales. You'll be the one to bring it up. I said, no problem. If you want to buy land, I'm there for you. To cut the long story short, it's not like he bought land from me. This one, he bought land from another real estate company. He so trusted me, told me to go for him, to represent him to do his allocation. I have his original land document with me. We've not seen, this is like 3-4 years now. We've been talking. We've not seen, before he buys land from anywhere, he tells me first, Rejoice, I need land. So please verify this land. If she's genuine, I'll go ahead. She's not genuine. And once I tell him, don't go, he will not go. He has not seen me. Even the recent one he wants to buy, he told me, just I want a land now. Now, but it must be from you. So this is my budget. Can you work around my budget? I gave him, when dealing with him, I told him, okay, this land I'm showing you, I don't know the land very well, but I'm going to refer you to someone who knows this land. He said, I hold you by your words. I don't joke with your words. So I've so built trust with him that before he make any decision regarding real estate, he must consult Rejoice. And if Rejoice says no, it is no. And I have a couple of other people that I've dealt with that I don't know them. Most of them I don't know them. Just with an encounter with them, the person that I was honest with them from day one till the end, they were able,
Yeah.
they and whenever they want to make any land decision, that is not even like the land is coming from me. Most of them, they carry me to the land, show me. If I tell them, okay, this land I don't like it, the person like, I'm not buying it. I don't think I like this land. And so the testimony is much, all because I built trust with them. I made them my friend, and now most of them even patronize my other businesses that I do. So this topic we took was really
Okay.
good. So I
All
say
right.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I don't know. I think I should add something. So I understand. I love the fact that your clients like these people trust you, and every decision they want to make is more like you are a consultant. You're someone they reach out to for consultation. But the fact that you are in the same business as the same as those real estate companies, you might tell them to make a decision to buy a land from a company that you might feel like is trustworthy. But why don't you make it come from you directly? Because if any future issue happens, you are sure that you can work it out for them compared to like telling them to go ahead for a
I
company
recommend
that,
this. Yeah. Then sometimes
eh,
one day some of the companies doesn't have it. Some of the companies that I know doesn't have it. So
yeah,
I pause. I will do underground research on some companies.
yeah,
If I'm able to get a trusted one, I will let you know. That's what I also do for
okay,
them. You say, okay,
wow,
no problem.
you're
And
right.
which
That's
to deliver to them.
all right. That's perfect. I just want to just ensure that you are like, you're not just telling them go ahead. You're also ensure that the due diligences and everything is done during the process. Do you understand? So that was what I was trying to. But that's fine. I like the fact that these people trust you and they can reach out to you before they make any decisions. And that's you are not just a realtor at this point. You're already like a consultant. Do you understand? And it's actually a very good thing. Tomorrow now, if these people want to invest in millions and billions, you're someone that they can reach out to and say, take this money. It is you that would invest it for me because you are smart and you understand how this thing works, which I feel like it's a good thing. And keep doing what you are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma.
Amazing, amazing, amazing feedback, amazing response. Come on, are we learning something? If you are learning something, I want to see you type in the comment section that you're learning something, you're gaining value. I want to see you type in the comment section that you're gaining value. Amazing feedbacks, amazing responses. Let me see you. Come on, the comment section is very low. I want to see you type in the comment section value, you're gaining value, and all of that. Now, two feedbacks from Rejoice. Rejoice had given us our contributions. It's more like testimonials to let you know that these things that we're talking about are really practical. They are not just yeses, or we are not here to come and motivate you for nothing, but these are practicals. Two things that Rejoice did that actually stood out for me was that you built relationship with the client. You built relationship with the client. So clients became friends as against just being seen as ordinary clients or people that you want to sell to. So you turn your clients or turn your prospects to your friends. That way they will be able to trust you. Another thing is that you stood in the gap for our clients. I think Maruf, your mic is unmuted and it's being is noisy. Can you mute your mic, please? Maruf, your mic is unmuted. I think you're in a very noisy place. All right. So another thing that another feedback that Rejoice actually gave us that stood out for me was in the fact that she was able to stand for our clients. Okay, clients actually come to you and tells you that they have XYZ property in mind that they want to purchase, and then they are telling you go ahead to make the findings of that land for me. Whatever you say, I'm going to stand by it. That's actually the highest of them all. That's the highest of them all. If your client has gotten to the point where they can entrust their decision-making process to you for you to make the final decision for them, that's actually a plus on your own end. So these two things are very, very important things that Rejoice has said that I want to like expatiate and then highlight for us. Thank you so much for that feedback, Rejoice. We really appreciate you. Does any other person have any other question? Any other question before we wrap up the session for today? Okay, Lawal, I think your mic is unmuted. Would you want to, if you have a question, you can go ahead with your question, but please be audible. Okay, I think Lawal left the meeting. Probably his network is somewhat bad. All right, any other question? Any other question? Okay, so while we're waiting for others to add up some questions, I'd like to ask Favour a question. I'm sure this will be beneficial to everyone. I'm sure this will be very beneficial to everyone. So for clients that always have objections, how do you handle objections for your clients? I know some realtors would want to ask this question, but let me ask on behalf of them because some persons may be having issues handling objections and the likes. So how do you handle objections on your own end as a consultant?
Okay, so basically, one of the ways I handle objections is that I understand the fact that some clients would say no to some certain decisions, which is totally understandable. Was the time I pushed the property in Mota, I lost the deal. Like, I don't know. It was crazy then because I was at some point I had to be like, what's going on? So one of the ways I handle objection is that at some point you would feel like maybe your village people are following you. Do you understand? But what you just need to do is that you just need to move on and not make sure that that thing takes a hold of you. And that one would not stop me from not still having that client on my contact. I would still have that client on my contact. But at that point, I just understand that okay, this deal is not ready to close yet.
Yeah.
So one of the deal that pained me the most was I had a client, a diaspora client that reached out to me. I run a had, and the diaspora client reached out to say he wants to buy a land. And then it was like, okay, can you Okay, we were talking because I'm the kind of person that don't chat clients. I call them because I would sense if you're a serious person when we are on the call. So when I'm talking to you, I want to see if you're someone that is ready to buy or you're not someone that is ready to waste my time. Sure you get. So I like to call my clients and talk to them. So I called him, I was talking to him and everything. I was like, okay, he wants to buy. And the funny thing is I was supposed to go for an inspection for a house opening at Ibadan. But I didn't go for it because I wanted to go and inspect that land. Most of the times I don't go with complaint boss. I go for inspections on my own. Like especially in Mota, I have a bike man that takes me to land like properties around those locations. So I called him. I was like, "How far now? I want to go and see this land. I spent so much." So I went for the inspection, and before I left the house, I told this client that, okay, you said you want to make your payment, right? Just want to see the land before you pay. He said yes. When we got there, he saw the land. I did a video call. Buy and build land from a company. It wasn't bush. It was a buy and build land. Yeah, so that I can even take back there. Show that it wasn't somewhere that was far. Like you get back to me. I was like, I don't understand. So you get. So they get back to me already. Like when I'm in a call with the client tells me I will get back to you because most is which account should I pay? That's the next thing I was expecting. So it was just like he totally was not interested anymore, or he spent the money or something. So I just had to take it in, and even my bike man could see that the frustration in my eye that okay, this girl was she's not just getting herself anymore. But I just had to breathe and say, okay, you are more than this. And yet again, I still closed deals on that property, even if it was not from him directly. But I did not cut him off. But recently, me and him get into talking. He told me what really happened. He actually lost his sister. So that was what really happened. So sometimes when objections like that comes, it's very painful because sometimes you spend a lot of money, especially on adverts, especially on this, but that one should not shake you or make you give up. I don't cut off those clients. I still reach out to them, send them broadcast in one way or the other, check up on them normally. I don't send them properties anyhow, just check up on them once in a while. But like I just know that maybe it was not just the right time. One of my guy was telling me that there was some properties he did not sell years ago that he was angry about. But later on, he realized that those properties were under government acquisition. So sometimes sales is spiritual. You need to understand that maybe the deal is not yet time. So one of the ways I handle objection is I I breathe in and I breathe out, and I just I let it go. But I that one would not stop me from still keeping that client, and that one will not still stop me from still closing that deal, even if it's from another client. I keep I keep pushing. I'm consistent. In fact, objection it gives me more energy to keep doing more. Do you understand? It makes me feel like okay, yes, it's gingering me. That is object. That's how objections. That's how objection is for me. I don't know why I'm like that. My failures are like my fuel. They add to it. They makes me ginger more. So that's it for me.
There's fire in the room. There is fire in the room. Objections are like fuel. It gives her more energy to keep pushing. Some of you, the moment a client tells you, don't call me again, you've given up. Some of you, the moment the client stops responding to your message, you give up. And then you'll be like, okay, this client is not serious. You just let him go like that. Come on. I think that time, that period where you give up on clients has gone into extinct. You've heard about strategies on how you can still follow up with clients that ghost you. I think we did a session where we were discussing about how you can activate clients that has ghosted you before. This is very powerful. She Vera said one of the ways she handles objection is to breathe in and breathe out, because guy, frustration go one wound you, but no worry. You see, there's a lot like this topic. The topic might be seeming as like as though it's very very light, but then it's very deep, because I know realtors who have gone extra mile. In fact, one of the things that Favor even said that got me was that she doesn't go for inspection with company vehicles. Some of you, the moment the company says the inspection is going to hold in 2 weeks' time, something that you know that you will fix this week and then close up on that deal this week, you will now push it and wait for when the company is going to fix inspection for you to take your client for that inspection. By the time you are waiting for that long time, your client have already lost interest. He may have already started looking into getting some other properties. But why not go extra mile? I think this is one of the things that she already mentioned. Favor said, make sacrifices. These are part of the sacrifices that you need to make. Imagine that you are taking your client on a premium inspection, only you and that client. You're not going with the crowd. You're not going with the number of people that are going for that inspection. Just you and your client, giving him premium treatment. Do you think that client will not choose you over somebody else? That client will choose you over somebody else. So one of the ways you can actually even build trust is by going the extra mile for your client. I think that's a powerful one, and I'm very, very sure that we can wrap up the session on this note. I want to say a very big thank you. Before that, I'd like to confirm if we have any question, any last question. I'd like to take one more question, one person, one question before we wrap up the session. And if there's no question, then that will be all for today. So you know how we do it over here. Every single time you come on our sales growth clinic, whenever you come on our sessions, I love for you to put every single thing you've learned into practice. Put every single thing you've learned into practice. There was something that the team dropped in the group. I saw this. I'm coming. Let me check. Is that people are on social media? People are on social media. The real estate market is competitive, but your clients will trust you when they see you more often. Thank you so much for putting this up in the group chat. Then another thing our facilitator said is that trust is the emotional bank account between you and your client. Trust is the emotional bank account. Now, clients buy out of emotions. No matter how logical they think they've thought about it, there's always an emotional attachment to whatever decision that they want to make. Oh, the land is so good, it's very close to the road. This land is going to appreciate over time. Those are emotional attachments. Sometimes clients may feel like they are so logical and things like that, but they still, one way or the other, buy property out of emotions. And if you are able to get the emotions of your clients, you'll be able to get your clients to buy a property from you. Now, our facilitator said that trust is the emotional bank account between you and your client. So whatever you can do to win the trust, to win the heart of your client, you need to put that into place. Another thing that our facilitator said that stood out for me was that you need to be very truthful. You need to be truthful. Now, you don't have to lie because you want to win your client, because they told you are going to get 20% commission if you close that sale. You now have to lie to your client. Come on, you don't do that. By the time your client finds out in another 5 months, in another 6 months, 7 months, or even 5 years later, if they find out that you lied to them initially, they are going to dislike you for the rest of their life. Let's say even God forbid that property now even have issue with the government or stuff like that. That client will hate you for the rest of their life. So instead of you to lie to your client that the property is 5 minutes away. Why you know that that property is about 40 minutes? That is always good to tell them the truth. If the property is 40 minutes away from where you are, let the client know that it is 40 minutes. But another thing that will make them buy the property that is 40 minutes away is the value that you are able to attach to it, the developmental strides that are coming towards that area that you'll be able to use as strings to tie to that property. You understand? I was having a conversation with Favour about a property in Ikorodu, and she was like, I love how honest she was. She was like, that property is very far. Even if I know where that land was, and I'm like, that place is not far. I'll be like, it's not just 40 minutes, 40, 50 minutes away from. And Favour was like, that place is far. You understand? You need to be as truthful as possible. So these are little things that I'm able to like draw out for us out of what our facilitator has already said in the session today. So I want to say a very big thank you to you, Favour, for sparing us your time and joining us to share invaluable knowledge, invaluable insight. Come on, let's a round of applause for that. The energy is low in the room. I like for us to use our emojis to appreciate Favour. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining in the session. We appreciate you so, so much. We don't take this for granted. Next week, we are looking at having a physical session in the office, and we are looking at bringing in somebody to still have a conversation centered around trust, and then we will do a practical session on digital marketing. Remember, our facilitator said something. I think the team posted it in the group. They said people are on social media. The real estate market is competitive, but your clients will trust you when they see you more often. A lot of you, your presence online is very your presence online is poor. You don't run adverts. You don't list your properties on Nigeria Property Center. You don't even post online. You don't utilize your Facebook and things like that. How do you think you'll be able to close up on a deal when you don't do all of these things? So we are going to be looking at a topic that's going to center around digital marketing and how you can build your online presence. And we'll be doing that next week. I'm looking at having a physical session for that. I'm going to discuss with the team to see how we can make that possible. So thank you once again, Favour, for your time. We really appreciate this and we don't take it for granted. So everyone, please let's unmute our mics and say thank you. Wherever you are, unmute your mic and say thank you. Let's thank our facilitator for today. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. You can also type in the comment box. Say thank you. Hey, you people want to embarrass me. Oh. Where are you guys?
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. All right, so that will be all for today. More information about our subsequent meeting will be shared to us in our various platforms. So let's go and implement. Don't overthink. Start implementing. Start following up. And I wish every one of you success in all of your endeavors. Good night and have a wonderful weekend ahead. Woo! That was powerful.